Diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle lay down, diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle up and down, diddly-o, diddle up and down.
Alright, so what to say about this video? Nobody's perfect. So what you're going to see is what happens when someone thinks that an idea is great without really thinking it through. I altered my Victoria mill. I'm sorry for lying down, I'm working away. And here we go. So what I did was took the screw out of the back where the hand crank goes, and I put a screw in that fit perfectly seamed to, and here we go. Disaster. Alright. Yeah. So full disclosure. Okay, we're alone. The impactor worked, but the bolt, apparently the thread doesn't go all the way into the spiral. If you have a grain mill, you'll notice there's a spiral at the bottom that you turn. Here, move it. All right. So what happened? Using the impactor, which has a lot of force, it impacts. Apparently, soft metal does not like impactors. The end popped off. I broke my brand new Victoria mill. Luckily, I'm crafty. What I did is I got a tap and die set, and I found the right size, tapped the thread a little bit further into the spiral. I got another bolt that had a longer thread on it, and I used that into the top piece, and I connected it all the way into my newly threaded section of the spiral. So in case you can see right here, I now have it reinforced by tape, because the end part actually split again as well. So I'm having a hard night. But anyways, this is working now. The moral of this story, approach this with caution. Do not use an impactor for your means of driving this particular modification. Regular drill will work okay so far. Caution, everyone. I'm showing you my mistakes so you won't be making them. So, with this particular drill, I have different resistance settings on it, and basically you just play around with this little knob along the top, and it will start. I'll show you. 1 second. So say if this is on the lowest setting, I can hold my hand on it and it won't go, right? So you got to find a happy medium. For me, it seems to be on setting 11 for a DeWalt drill, but it could be anything at all. But the reason why these are great is because you can control the speed by your fingers, right? Anyways, I'll show you the milling and process, and that will be it for today because I'm stressed out. Alright, so here we go. I already milled the rest of it with my mod here, and my fixed mod. And 1 second. Gotta adjust my resistance. Alright. This is not giving me much help. Hang on. Oh, my battery's dying. Rough day. 1 moment. Alright, so here we go. I'm going to be milling my own grain for the very first time, so hopefully the little bit of knowledge I got can help other people who really weren't planning on or haven't really thought this far. What we have on the go today, I'm doing my marshmallow moil tomorrow. So I have a bag of grain that came from my local homebrew store. They put it all in the same bag, which, well, it's okay for what I have. I haven't got any wheat in this recipe. I haven't got any other types of grain. All these are pretty well the same size kernels. But why it's a good idea to mill your own grain sometime is if you go to your local homebrew store, they're great. They'll actually mill it for you, but most times they'll just put it all in the same bag. They don't adjust the grind on the mill. And basically sometimes you won't get what you want. I'll show you in a minute what you should be looking for. But all you're really trying to do is separate the outside husk of your grains without beating them up too much, because they'll become the filter for regards of your mash, and you're just hoping to expose the kernels on the inside and crush them a little bit. Like, they don't have to be like flour. Some people run their grains through a second time, and that just helps with your efficiency sometimes. But if you take your time and set up your mill, I'm told you should be okay with just letting it go. If you go to your local homebrew shop and ask for your grains in separate bags, you're able to keep track of how the different types of grains will be milled, and you'll just get more efficiency, and you should get more out of each particular grain if you take the time for to mill them correctly. But for regards of me today, they put it all in the same bag. It's okay. So my mill, like I never showed you last time, how I'm going to be just collecting this material. Let's see if we turn this a little bit. Here's the end of this guy. First, I guess I'll show you the adjustment. Alright, see this little lever here? Yours may be a little bit different. But for the most part, it's the same basic idea. There's a plate in here that can be adjusted in and out by a bolt, usually along the front. So by turning this, I don't know, hopefully you can see this. Let's see. All right. By turning this way, you can see, if you look closely enough, you're pushing that plate in, and if you turn it this way, you're pulling that plate out. So that's adjusting your grain, you're crushing your grain. So the first couple cranks that you give, stunt, do my own stunts. All right, the first couple minutes or times you crush, you just want to take a look at the hand, or in your hand, what is actually coming out of your mill, and just see if you're separating the husks from the inner. So we're going to try this out now. Just bear with me a moment. Hopefully I'll be able to get a shot. All right, I got my fancy mason jar. I'm going to be filling up my hopper with that. There we go, see? See how it's all mixed in through? I have some roasted grains in there. Those are the little black flecks. So here we go. Down the hatch. And I need to find some means of collecting it. So the way I'm going to be doing it, I'm going to say is the right way. There are other ways of doing it. You get a bucket and have it all close to it. I'm just going to be putting the bag underneath and tying it over top. Like so. We'll find out shortly if I'm going to be caught up, but this is what my plan is for today. So right now this is going to catch every bit of grain that's going to come out of my mill. Handy dandy. Here we go. This is fast. Okay, so I'm going to try to get my hand in here. Collect some. Hopefully you won't need to use this as a means to tell the doctor how I got hurt today. Okay. So, I need to, I'll show you what's in my hand now. It smells really good. As you can see, my crush, or my milling right now is a little bit too much. Let's see if we can get back a little bit further. Everything's gone to powder, and the outside husk is quite small. So I'm going to take this bag back off, just so I can see what I'm doing. I'll pour that in there just so I don't lose it. And we are going to move that plate back a little. So right now, hopefully, we'll be a little bit closer to what we want. Let's find it. It's looking a little better. Okay, I'll show you. I still need to adjust a little bit. But if you can see, The inner kernels are not quite grounded to dust like they were before, and the outer husks are a little bit better. So we need to let this go back a little bit further in regards to the plate. But as you can see, all I'm trying to do is just adjust the groin so that we got a nice little mix of husks and the inner, because you need the husks to be able to help you filter. So let's try that. We got a little lock nut. Hopefully you can see it. And let's pull the bag back up just so I can catch anything that might hit the floor and have a little look again. I'm liking this one now. Okay, I'll show you now. Okay. It's kind of like plastering. Sometimes you can be messing with it all day. Sometimes you just got to make a judgment call. But if you can see, I've got some nice little kernels along the inside. Everything's separated for regards to the hulls. You can see a little bit of hull material here. Hopefully you can see close in my hand. But now we're off to the rodeo. I'm going to tie this bag off, load up my hopper, maybe try to get a shot of how fast this mill's working with the drill. And that's it. We're almost ready for brew day tomorrow. One job almost done. Alright, I'll be with you shortly. Okay, I had a fiddle. Easier to fiddle with two hands. So here we go. Yeah, so that's how it's supposed to work. Do not use an impactor. Follow me if you wish. I'm a stressed out individual and I seem to like doing these videos. But yeah, I'm a novice, learning novice, so learn with me. Here we go. Wish me luck on my brew day.